If the world fell apart tomorrow and only one machine was left standing, it would be this one. Designed for a single purpose, to keep going no matter the terrain, no matter the climate, no matter how much time has passed. Today, we're going to uncover the story, the design, and the incredible feats of the most durable Soviet van ever built. This is the UAZ 452, and the world knows it by one name, the Bukhanka, or loaf. It all started in the late 1950s. The Soviet Union needed a vehicle that was compact, simple, and capable of operating under the most extreme conditions imaginable. They needed a vehicle that could be an ambulance one day, a troop transport the next, a cargo van, or a mobile workshop. In 1958, the UAZ 450 was born, and by 1965, its evolution, the UAZ 452, was rolling off the assembly line at the UAZ plant in Ulyanovsk. This rectangular van with no aesthetics, no frills and no fancy details was designed for one thing: to survive. The nickname Bukhanka isn't just a visual joke about its shape. The cubic design was a brilliant stroke of utilitarian engineering. It maximized interior space, making it easy to load people, stretchers, tools, supplies, anything that was needed quickly and efficiently. Everything about its structure was built for practicality. It had simple access points, a high roofline, and minimal angles to make mass production as straightforward as possible. There were zero concessions to comfort. Every single design choice was a concession to utility. Let's look at the specs. The engine is a simple, no-nonsense UMZ 2.4-litre inline-4 cylinder that puts out between 75 and 99 horsepower, depending on the version. Its torque hovers around 122 pound-feet. It's paired with a 4 or 5-speed manual transmission and a 2-speed transfer case for a selectable 4x4 drivetrain. The suspension features solid axles and semi-elliptical leaf springs, a setup from a bygone era, but one that is incredibly simple and robust. Its top speed, around 60 miles per hour, but that number is a red herring. The Bukhanka wasn't built to go fast, it was built to go anywhere. In real-world conditions, fuel economy is rough. You can expect to get around 14 to 17 miles per gallon, but that number varies wildly depending on the terrain and how much you're hauling. The monocoque body is reinforced with a subframe and internal structures that give it surprising resilience. It weighs in at around 4,400 pounds, but it can carry over a ton of cargo without a problem. And here's the most important part: the Bukhanka is completely mechanical. It has no sensors, no electronic modules, no onboard computer. This makes it utterly reliable in environments where modern vehicles simply give up. For more than half a century, the Bukhanka has served the Soviet military, police, medical services, rural schools and postal services. It's seen action in Afghanistan, Chechnya, Mongolia, Ukraine and, well, dozens of other nations. It's been an ambulance, an armoured van, a field kitchen, a tanker truck, a school bus and even, believe it or not, a platform for improvised rocket launchers. All of this with the same body, the same chassis and the same fundamental mechanics. And, astonishingly, the Bukhanka is still coming off the same assembly line today with a structure that is virtually unchanged. But why? Why does it keep going? Well, because it still does what it was designed to do. In the rural parts of Russia, Central Asia and the Caucasus, there are no paved roads, no infrastructure, and honestly no spare parts for modern vehicles. The Bukhanka is simple, reliable, cheap and easy to fix. For countless families, rural doctors, farmers and soldiers, it's the only option they have that actually works. It doesn't need to be updated because its audience doesn't need modernity. They need results. This is a unique case in automotive history, a vehicle that doesn't change because it never stopped fulfilling its original purpose. Now let me tell you about some of the extreme tests the Bukhanka has endured. These things can run in temperatures as low as minus 49 degrees Fahrenheit with just a small auxiliary heater, believe it or not. It can be crank-started if the battery dies, which is honestly quite handy out in the wild. It can ford rivers up to 2.3 feet deep without a snorkel. In Siberia, there are documented cases of units that were abandoned for years covered in snow and rust, firing right back up after a new battery and some fresh fuel were put in. Many of these vans are running on burned oil, watered-down coolant or low-quality gasoline, and they just keep going. During an earthquake in Armenia, a fleet of Bukhankas were the only vehicles that could get through to evacuate the injured from cut-off areas. In Mongolia, they are the only reliable way to reach villages that aren't even on a map. In Ukraine, they still transport medical personnel between villages with no paved roads. And in Russia, particularly around the city of Yakutsk, it's used as a taxi or a general-purpose vehicle. Its maintenance is a testament to its design philosophy. The Bukhanka doesn't need a scanner, it doesn't need digital diagnostics. You can take this entire machine apart with a basic set of wrenches. A seasoned mechanic or even a determined farmer with some practice can swap the engine, align the front end, or fix the steering system with no electricity and no advanced technology. For people in regions without access to official dealerships, the Bukhanka represents total self-sufficiency. It's the vehicle for the person who doesn't rely on anyone else, the one who can fix it himself, get back on the road and reach his destination without waiting for help. Today, more than 60 years later, this machine is still rolling down roads that aren't on any map, hauling loads that are way past its limit, starting up in climates that freeze oil solid and being repaired with parts that are no longer in production. And it does all of this without complaining, because this isn't just a van. This is a tool, this is a legend, and above all, it's proof that sometimes what's simple, what's strong and what's old is a hell of a lot better than what's new. While modern vehicles depend on meticulous care, polluting batteries and digital diagnostics, the Bukhanka keeps going on wires, spark plugs, a carburetor and sheer willpower. And that makes it a living tool that isn't just still operating, it's refusing to disappear. If you like this video, subscribe and hit that bell icon. Do you know of any other machine that can outlast the Bukhanka? Let me know in the comments below, because there are still so many beasts of history that deserve to be told.